How are we today? Good. Look at all these people. I love it. Yes. Well, for those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Heather, and I'm the music director at the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you for sitting on different sides of the room today. Wow. It's like we all conspired to conspire today or something. All right, let's stand and let's sing this song called I Love My Life by my friend and yours, Karen Drucker. Here we go. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day when I wake, there's a choice I can make to be glad or be sad. For good or stay mad, it's all up to me. What I focus on will be in my life. Oh yeah, and every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. And when clouds fill the sky, I know I'll get by. When I see all that's bright, dark turns to light. It thanks and I say, this is my lucky day. I'm alive. And every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Wow!
That was awesome. You know, I've been gone for a couple of weeks and I missed the men's breakfast, and it is so good to be in my spiritual home. Thank you all. If you don't know me, my name is David Burke, and I am your trustee on duty today. On behalf of Reverend Donna and the Board of Trustees, I am privileged to welcome you here to the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are truly welcome here. Here you will be validated, supported, and encouraged to be all that you are meant to be. Our vision statement is love in action, every day, in every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of the science of mind. You'll find our declaration of principles on the back of your program. Please join me now in reading them. I believe there is an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe this intelligent power is only good. I believe this intelligence expresses as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete. And so it is. Do we have any first-timers here today? Okay, well, hope everyone stays after and has refreshments and gets to talk. And it's one of my highlights of the week. I would like to thank all the people that made this Sunday celebration happen and special and awesome. people who help with the refreshments, Gray and Heather, and just everyone who does so many things here. Please direct your attention now to the announcements that are in your bulletin, and if you're watching online, please visit cslaz.org for the announcements and our events calendar.
The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you. And you and I are one. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you. And you and I are one. Namaste. Namaste.
Good morning. I'm John Lopez, one of the amazing practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living. And the practitioners are the healing arm of our center. We are here to do treatment for you. If anything is going on that you would like prayer for, please fill out a prayer card over on the table there, or come see me after service, and I will do a 1-minute miracle for you. So join me now in our opening invocation. Take a breath, and let's know together that there is only one God. God is all there is. It fills all space. It is everywhere present. And that as it fills all space, it fills this sanctuary and each one of us here, and right now. And as it does so, I know that today's service is already perfect, whole, and complete through the beautiful spiritual music by Heather, through the wonderful inspired words from Reverend Donna. I'm so grateful for this truth. And together we say, and so it is. So I'd like to light our service candle, which represents the light in this room and in each one of us. So my readings today are from 3 different sources. So I'll try and sort them out. The first one, since our theme this month is passion and purpose, I'm starting with a short reading from Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. Arguments logically presented to mind will produce definite results. What does this statement mean? It means that we're surrounded by a universal mind which is creative, which receives the impress of our thoughts and acts upon it. It receives the conclusion of our thought and acts as though it were true. Hence, a mental argument logically presented to mind in such a way that its conclusion is definite must produce a definite result. And so it is. We must know that both cause and effect are spiritual. Creative mind of itself, people ask, what is my purpose in life? Why am I here? What's God's plan for me? Well, here's what Ernest Holmes says. Creative mind of itself has no specific intention as far as individuals are concerned. We give it the only intention it has for us. And the fact that we find ourselves in confused and limited circumstances, instead of disproving this theory, is a positive proof of it. So did you know that when Einstein gave lectures at the numerous U.S. universities he was invited to, the recurring question that students asked him was, "Do you believe in God?" And he always answered, "I believe in the God of Spinoza." The ones who hadn't read Spinoza didn't understand. Baruch de Spinoza was a Dutch philosopher considered one of the three great rationalists of 17th century philosophy. And here is some of his wisdom. God would have said, "Stop praying and punching yourself in the chest. What I want you to do is go out into the world and enjoy your life. I want you to enjoy, sing, have fun, and enjoy everything I've made for you. Stop going to those dark, cold temples that you built yourself and say they are my house. My house is in the mountains, in the woods, rivers, lakes, beaches. That's where I live, and there I express my love for you." I do not judge you or criticize you, nor get angry or seek to punish you. I am pure love. Stop asking for forgiveness. There's nothing to forgive. If I made you, I filled you with passions, limitations, pleasures, feelings, needs, inconsistencies, free will. How can I blame you if you respond to something I put in you? How can I punish you for being the way you are if I'm the one who made you? Do you think I could create a place to burn all my children who behave badly for the rest of eternity? What kind of a God would do that? My beloved, this life is not a test, not a step, not a rehearsal, nor a prelude to paradise. This life is the only thing that exists here and now, and it is all you need. If I could tell you if there's anything after this life, or I could tell you if there's anything after this life, but I won't. But I can give you a tip. Live as if there is nothing after. As if this is your only chance to enjoy, to love, to exist. So if there's nothing, then you will have enjoyed the opportunity I gave you. And if there is, rest assured that I won't ask if you behaved right or wrong. I'll ask, did you like it? Did you have fun? What did you enjoy the most? What did you learn? I saw a little cartoon on Facebook recently, and a dog and a cat are sitting in front of God in the afterlife. And God asks the dog, so, did you behave? And the dog says, oh yes, I was loyal, I was loving, I was blah, blah, blah. And God says, oh yes, fine. And then he asks the cat, so, did you behave? Why should you be here? And the cat looks up and says, you're sitting in my seat. So, stop believing in me. Believing is assuming, guessing, imagining. I don't want you to believe in me. I want you to feel me in you when you kiss your beloved, when you tuck in your little girl, when you caress your dog or cat, when you bathe in the sea. Stop praising me. What kind of egomaniac God do you think I am? I'm bored being praised. I'm tired of being thanked. Feeling grateful? Prove it by taking care of yourself, your health, your relationships, the world. Express your joy. That's the way to praise me. The only thing for sure is that you are here, that you are alive, and that this world is full of wonders. Look for me outside, you won't find me. Find me inside. There I am beating within you. Spinoza. And finally, I found this on Facebook. Note to self. What is my purpose in life? I asked the void. What if I told you that you fulfilled it when you took an extra hour to talk to that kid about his life, said the voice. Or when you paid for that young couple in the restaurant. Or when you saved that dog in traffic. Or when you tied your father's shoes for him. Your problem is that you equate your purpose with goal-based achievement. The universe isn't interested in your achievements, just your heart. When you choose to act out of kindness, compassion, and love, you are already aligned with your true purpose. No need to look any further. Thank you. Namaste. So I take our service candle, go over and hold the high watch for you.
One of my absolute favorites. I just knew somehow that today, this was going to be the day for this song. It's a song by Jana Stanfield, another one of my friends, and yours. What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed, would the wind always fill up my sail? How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are there miracles in you and me? You know there are. Well, if I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, or the voice of courage whisper in my ear, and this is I am brave enough to move ahead where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step will I take today? I am brave. What will I do 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 today? I am brave. What will you do today? You are brave. What will you do today? You are brave. Yes, you are.
Well, I changed it again. It's kind of fun, isn't it? The topic that Home Office has for us is percolating our purpose, but it just didn't feel right to me. I'm in a different place, and I want to talk about where I'd like to be in that place. So I've changed it to deeply engaged. We are looking at ways that we can deepen our understanding of what it means to be a spiritual being inhabiting this earthly body. And through that expanded understanding, create transformation both for ourselves and for the planet that we live on. So first off, let's try to answer what is transformation. Francis Vaughan, one of the founders of transpersonal psychology, explains, transformation really means a change in the way you see the world and a shift in the way you see yourself. It's the capacity to expand your worldview so that you can appreciate different perspectives, so that you can hold multiple perspectives simultaneously. You're not just moving from one point of view to another. You're really expanding your awareness to encompass more possibilities. So our awareness or consciousness is the context in which all of our experiences, perceptions, thoughts, or feelings converge. The process of transformation then is a deeper experience of consciousness or awareness, which allows us to see with different eyes. Author Rachel Naomi Raymond writes, a transformation in consciousness affects a kind of double vision in people. They see more than one reality at the same time, which gives a depth to both their experience and to their response to that experience. The one who experiences conscious transformation is dramatically and permanently changed so that their worldview becomes more loving, kind, compassionate, altruistic, connected to others and to all life. And I think a lot of us here have felt that. We've felt that transformation. I'm not the same person I was 10 years, 20 years, 30 years ago in consciousness. And I think we've all grown that way. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, says the whole purpose of Science of Mind is to reconcile the apparent separation of a spiritual world which must be perfect with the material world which appears imperfect. So from our teaching, we know that we are all part of the one. So we're deeply connected to each other and to all things. And embracing these connections allows us to see the world as a friendly place so that we automatically participate more fully in life. Reverence, wonder, and awe are some of the windows into our own conscious transformation. Having a worldview that is steeped in reverence for all life, our own, others, and the entire world connects us to everything. Wonder keeps us curious and open to surprises. And awe, which combines reverence and wonder, allows us to embrace these connections with a sense of the numinous or spiritual. So I want to begin with reverence. Albert Schweitzer coined the phrase reverence for life. Well, in Africa, he had been struggling to put into words his feelings about ethics, civilization, and worldview that transcended anything he had studied in philosophy. And he couldn't quite grasp what he intuitively felt was true. He needed to see a patient miles away, and the only transportation was a small steamer, and the only people on board were Africans. So he settled in to write, and on the third day, he found what he was looking for. In his own words, slowly we crept upstream, laboriously navigating, it was a dry season, between the sandbanks. Lost in thought, I sat on the deck of the barge, struggling to find the elemental and universal concept of the ethic that I had not discovered in any philosophy. I covered sheet after sheet with disconnected sentences, merely to concentrate on the problem. 2 days passed. Late on the third day, at the very moment when at sunset, we were making our way through a herd of hippopotamuses, there flashed upon my mind, unforeseen and unsought, the phrase, reverence for life. The iron door had yielded. The path in the thicket had become visible. Now I had found my way to the principle in which affirmation of the world and ethics are joined together. So why was this such an aha moment for Schweitzer? Reverence for life is a shorthand for the way we live in the world when we realize that we have a will to live, that everything has a will to live, and we affirm that will to live both in ourselves and in all things. As he writes, affirmation of life is a spiritual act by which we cease to live thoughtlessly and begin to devote ourselves to our life with reverence in order to give it true value. To affirm life is to deepen, to make more inward, and to exalt the will to live. At the same time, we as thinking beings feel a compulsion to give to every will to live the same reverence for life that we give to our own. We experience that other life as our own. We accept as good, preserving life, promoting life, developing all life that is capable of development to its highest possible value. When we take this concept to the level that Schweitzer did, then all life becomes valuable and precious. Not only is human life precious, but so is all life, because all life maintains a will to live. My mentor, Dr. William Hornaday, visited Schweitzer in Africa. And at that time, the cafeteria had an ant infestation. Schweitzer walked through the kitchen and the dining area, and he observed which foods that the ants seemed to like best. And then he asked the staff to put bowls of those food around the compound. And the ants left the cafeteria. They seemed to know which bowls were theirs and which were humans. Just as Schweitzer saw his connection with everything, so can we. It's easy to see the connection with the people that we love, with a good friend, another human being, a pet that we care about. I have it with the birds that bathe in the fountain and the lizards that scamper across the patio. But that also means that the cockroach in the bathroom also has a will to live. And even as we kill it, we need to be aware of its connection with us. I'm very grateful that my grandparents lived in the Ozarks and lived off the land. Grandpa rented fishing boats and cabins. Grandma's cooking and baking often contained wild mushrooms, berries, and herbs. I learned early how to fish. I think I was 2 years old. Yes. And while I don't like to hunt, I did watch my father and grandfather skin, clean, and prepare their catches for our dinner. I feel like I'm very blessed for that because at a very young age, I understood that something needed to die in order for me to live. You know, today you and I buy meat and chicken in nice clean packages that don't have a semblance of the animal that we're eating. And I think that disconnects us from the kinship we share, from the dance that we all participate in. I remember a long time ago reading of a Native American elder who was dying. And he wanted his body to go directly into the soil, not in a coffin. He said, "I have fed on many things in my life. Now my body can feed my little brothers of the underworld." Schweitzer says the ethic of reverence for life is judged particularly strange because it establishes no dividing line between higher and lower, between more valuable and less valuable life. And it has its reasons for this omission. To undertake to establish universally valid distinctions of value between different kinds of life will end in judging them by the greater or lesser distance at which they stand from us human beings. Our own judgment is, however, a purely subjective criterion. Who among us knows what significance any other kind of life has in itself as part of the universe? Rabbi Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Jewish Hasidic movement, asks, "In what way is a human being superior to a worm? A worm serves the Creator with all of his intelligence and ability. In this sense, you are both equal in the eyes of heaven. A person should consider himself and the worm and all creatures as friends in the universe, for we are the created beings whose abilities are God-given. If we serve with the best of our ability, we are similar to the other creatures who serve with the best of their abilities." So reverence for life gives us a platform on which to walk in the world. It shows us both our physical and spiritual connection to all living things. And that brings us to wonder. Rabbi Abraham Heschel tells us that we will not perish for want of information, but only for want of appreciation. What we lack is not a will to believe, but a will to wonder. Reverence is one of our answers to the presence of mystery. Wonder is defined as a feeling of surprise, mingled with admiration, caused by something beautiful, unexpected, unfamiliar, or inexplicable. And the opposite of wonder is to take things for granted, to become indifferent. There are miracles all around us, but we've called them mundane, so we don't see them as miracles. "Excuse me," said an ocean fish, "you are older than I, so can you tell me where to find this thing they call the ocean?" "The ocean," said the older fish, "is what you're in now." "Oh, but this is only water. What I'm seeking is the ocean," said the disappointed fish as he swam away to search elsewhere. We're immersed in miracles every single day, but are they only water to us? We may have to work at seeing the wonder around us at first, but if we begin anywhere, we will start to see it everywhere. He came to the master in sannyasi robes, and he spoke sannyasi language. "For years I have been seeking God. I have sought him everywhere that he is said to be, on mountain peaks, the vastness of the desert, the silence of the cloister, and the dwellings of the poor." "Have you found him?" the master asked. "No, I have not. Have you?" What could the master say? The evening sun was sending shafts of golden light into the room. Hundreds of sparrows were twittering on a nearby banyan tree. In the distance, one could hear the sound of highway traffic. A mosquito droned a warning that it was going to strike. And yet the student could say that he had not found God. After a while, he left, disappointed, to search elsewhere. Anthony DeMello tells us, "Stop searching, little fish. There isn't anything to look for. All we have to do is look." To bring a sense of wonder into our lives on a consistent basis, we must stop taking things for granted and look at them with a Zen mind as if we've never seen them before. What we have seen as just water or heard as the drone of a mosquito becomes a magical experience, and we glimpse the wonder of it. And that brings us to awe. Awe is defined as a feeling of reverential respect mixed with fear or wonder. Matthew Fox, in The Coming of the Cosmic Christ, says that this fear is a reverential fear based on a realization of the greatness of our existence. Wonder allows us a glimpse into the transcendent, but it doesn't have to be a spiritual experience. Anyone can have a wow moment, but awe brings us into the mystery. It's awe that brings both a mystical and spiritual dimension to wonder as we place ourselves within the experience rather than being an observer of it. Chinese poet Li Po says, "We sit together, the mountain and me, until only the mountain remains." In other words, we are brought to an inner intuitive knowingness that we are part of this greatness, this vastness. I did stand outside for a few minutes last night and watch the meteor shower. I saw about 5 or 6 of them. Did you see them? And talk about being a part of the vastness. To sit there in a little chair in a little green valley and look and see these things go across the sky. Oh my God, how can we not see God in everything? How can we not? As Abraham Heschel puts it, the universe is a score of eternal music, and we are the voice. Reverence for life calls us to see all life as mystically connected. Wonder and awe become our experience of that mystic life when we see everything as bathed in the divine. But we have to look, and we have to look with new eyes, a new perspective. You know, one of my wonderful animal lessons was when I lived in California. It was from a blue jay that I named Jake. He was flying around the yard, and so I bought peanuts, and I started throwing peanuts, and he would dive down and get them. And finally, I got closer and closer, and he still got them. So I got a stick, and I put the peanuts on a stick. And he would take it off the stick, and I kept doing it, so the stick was littler and littler. And finally, I could whistle for him, and he would come to my finger and take a peanut out of my mouth. But the most amazing encounter was an evening when we were grilling steaks. My then husband had used a bit too much charcoal fluid and created a large fire in the grill. There was a hanging planter outside my kitchen window, and the grill was across from the window and the planter. My husband and I had moved indoors to prepare the rest of the meal, keeping watch on the grill from the window. Jake flew to the planter, squawking as loudly as he could, so excited that his gyrations caused the planter to swing back and forth. Anyone who knows animals, wild or domestic, knows they will not go near a fire. Yet Jake had placed himself directly in front of it, between the fire and the window, sounding his alarm. At first I couldn't imagine what he was doing. And then it dawned on me that he was warning us. He saw the fire as a threat, and he was willing to put his own instincts aside in order to keep us safe from danger. I loved the relationship that I had built with Jake. But this was my first realization that the feeling was mutual, that this little creature cared about me. I had no idea that a wild thing could have and show such concern, even putting himself in harm's way. Talk about seeing with new eyes. So we all have these kind of experiences, but we have to be open to them. We have to see them as magical and mystical. Whether it's a lizard that scampers across the patio, whether it's a meteor shower in the sky, whether it's a friend who comes with tears and asks for help, all of these are connections that are so deep, so deep. If we get our big, bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuits and just allow that magic and that mystic to be a part of our lives on a daily basis. So this week, let's continue our process of transformation by embracing a reverence for life, by looking at everything with awe and wonder, so that we see and experience the miracles all around us. And then we will find that we can't help but be deeply engaged in it all. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.
Let's stand. We haven't done this one in a little while, have we? The I am the thinker. It was going through your head? No way. See, everybody's on the wavelength today. It's a good thing. That changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. And if you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am light. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. That changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. And if you ask me what am I am beauty, I am joy. I am more than meets the eye. Cannot be defined. That changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. I can choose to be the light, brighten someone's darkest night. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. Thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life.
Thank you. Thank you. It's time for our offering. And I ask that you join me in our offering affirmation. My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it multiplies abundantly, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And I do thank you for all that you do to make our center a beneficial presence in this community. We are very blessed by each and every one of you. Okay, let's just take a moment to know that God is all there is. And in knowing that, we know that we have the ability to see and be a part of something so magnificent, that everything that is set before us are gifts from Spirit. And as we learn to see with new eyes, we see this as part of who and what we are. I speak my word for anyone experiencing a challenge. I certainly speak my word for those on Maui, for the families that have been so destroyed by the fires. And to know that even in the midst of that, there is a power and presence that is at work, healing hearts and minds so that the work can begin. I give thanks for the opportunity to be here today and to know indeed life is good and we are blessed, as together we say, and so it is. So may we form a circle and sing Stand. These guys are... Okay.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace.